the We Are You Morning Crew. I am George Daigle, and you're in the right place to get the sizzling subjects and trending topics 14 minutes after the hour, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. If you're not there now, if you had to be there at the top of the hour, you better get a move on, because you fitting to be light. Okay?
Yes,
in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, in the studio with me, I have the one and only with the rough voice. From the 803 to the 404. Or is it 770?
It's the 770.
Or is it 678?
It's all three.
Rico Cassadine is in the studio with me this morning. Good morning to you, great sir. How are you?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you wonderfully. Can you hear you?
Yes.
All right. Good enough. Good enough. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Rico Cassadine. I have fallen in love with this guy's voice, his work ethic. I mean, the collabs are dope. Let's start from the beginning, because you are climbing to the top of the game, but you have a lot of different turns and twists before you got to here. So let's talk about Rico Cassadine. Who is he?
Well, Rico Cassadine is a native of Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Grady baby. I'm a Crawford Long baby.
Okay.
We had a little insurance when we were growing up. No shade. No shade.
None at all.
But yes, born and raised here. I started out as a female impersonator here in Atlanta.
Okay, pause.
Yes.
Now that's completely different from what you do now.
Yes,
so let's talk about how you got into doing the female impersonation. And what was your name?
My name was actually Tanila Cassadine.
Tanila.
Yes, I was 18 years old, 17, 18 years old, and I was a little rebel, so I snuck into clubs. And back in the day, there was a club called 708.
Okay.
And Monty St. James used to have a show on Thursday night, the Purple Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember...
Which is back, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, my granddaddy keeps him a show.
Monty's a good friend of mine, by the way.
That is my grandfather. That's my grandfather.
Yeah, there you go.
And I actually snuck in and I was watching the show. And at the time, I don't remember... Well, I know you will probably remember the chat line. Back in the day?
I know nothing about that, sir. I know nothing of what you talk about. Lies is what I tell.
Well, allegedly. I was on the chat line and I met this guy and we were talking. And I went to the show and I was like, this person looks so familiar. So I tipped the person $1 and I got them to come over there, and they looked at me and I looked at them and I was like, oh, that was the guy that I was talking to at the time.
Wow.
That's how I found out he did drag.
Okay.
So it intrigued me. So I asked him, and he told me he did it. And I told him, like, maybe I was interested in something like that, because when you're in the lifestyle, I've always said just explore, learn, just figure yourself out. And I was a little fat boy. I had a little low self-esteem, so I thought that being up in was going to get me the attention that I always wanted.
Right.
So I did it most of my 20s until like 26. I met some wonderful people. Tanisha Cassadine was my gay grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a big force with me doing a lot of things. And when she passed, it kind of like hindered me, because that was my support. That was my backbone. That was my everything. And when she left, I was lost. But the one thing I kept remembering was she always said, live your dreams, live your dreams, live your dreams. And I was working at Burkhart's at the time, and it was me, Stasha, Phoenix, and I'll never forget, I look up to Stasha Sanchez so much. And she actually took me home one time because my car was messed up. I had to catch an Uber to get to the club. And she was like, no, just hop in with me and I'll just take you home. And I was living out in Clayco. And it was a long drive from the city.
Okay.
So we sat and we talked in the car for a long time. And she was like, what is it that you want in life? What are your goals and what's your dreams? Because this industry, you're not going to recoup the money that you put in.
Right.
So you have to have a love for this.
Mm-hmm.
And that dwelled on me. And then she was like, well, do what makes you happy. And I did Universe that year. I did Black Universe that year. And I got third runner-up.
Wait, was this a drag competition?
Yes.
Wow.
One of the biggest drag pageants in Atlanta.
Wow.
And I got third runner-up.
Wow. Now I need you to come a little bit closer to that mic. Put in your, or bring it closer to you. Put it in your mouth like food.
Oh, trust me, I don't have problems with things in my mouth. But she told me she was so proud afterwards. But after the pageant, I kind of cried because I wanted Tanisha to be there.
Yeah.
Because Black Universe was Tanisha's dream. Wow. That was her Grammy, her Oscar, and she never got to fully to get it. She never got it, and I was one of the closest of the Cassadine family to getting it, other than her. So I was sitting on my couch, and I was thinking, why am I still doing this? And I was still doing it because I was so used to people always making me the butt of the joke or not counting me as one of the competitors. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to prove myself. And I was literally sitting on my couch one day and I was thinking, I was like, I had 4 shows here in Atlanta that I ran. Four drag shows. I worked at 708, Chaparral, Mix Atlanta, and then I had one little club at a bistro. And I was like, I did everything that I wanted to do. I placed at Universe. I've proven that I can run a show. What else is it that I want to do? Mm-hmm. And then I got into acting first.
Okay.
And I met Wesley. No, I got into radio first, actually.
Yeah, I remember you said that you, doing my research, you did a radio show.
I did
because
a radio
you majored
show.
in mass
communication.
Right.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my best friend, K-Star, we had a radio show back in the day. And that's how I got introduced to everyone.
Okay.
And then I got introduced to Wesley Henderson, which is the person who's over at Connection TV. It's a LGBT brand. He's an LGBT content creator who decided to make his own network for us, by us.
Good.
And his mantra is, I can see me on A Connection TV.
Wow.
And it's like the Black Netflix.
Okay.
And I started working on the show, The Mister. The Mister, oh Lord Jesus, that character, Jesse, jump-started a lot for me.
Wow.
Because he was so close to my character, my real personality, it was so easy to play him. But it was challenging because he wasn't close to my personality.
He wasn't exactly.
Yeah,
right.
He's a lot more extra than I am. But I'm starting to see that I'm trying to merge the two. So after I started doing that, we filmed one season. We filmed the first season, and it got rave reviews. Mm-hmm. And I actually won an award from the NYPCA Awards in New York for best supporting actor.
Wow.
And fan favorite.
Now,
People's Choice.
Let's pause there for a second because now you're here, Rico Cassadine, reality TV star, rapper, actor. Why did you not just stay in that circle? What was it that pulled you away from acting to make you want to do?
I can't sit still. I really cannot sit still. Once the Mister was done rapping, I had a break. Mm-hmm. And I was like, ooh, I want to do something else. I don't know what I wanted to do. Anybody who knows me knows I'm always working. I'm always doing something. That's just how my brain works. So I was talking to a fellow artist, and I was young KSB. He was my associate at the time, and he was like, well, I would be freestyling on the phone with him, just playing and joking. And he was like, why don't you just write? Just write it down. I was like, I ain't never wrote a rap before. I just know how to freestyle.
Okay.
So then Corona hit, and I had all the time in the world.
We all did, yes.
I had all the time in the world.
Yes.
So I literally every morning, every night, that first week of Corona, sat in my car, smoked all kinds of weed, and just listened to beats, and I just started writing every night. Every emotion I ever felt, everything that ever went on in my life, I just wrote it down. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of anger, but it felt like therapy. By the time I got done writing the Scorpion Sting, that project, it just felt like therapy. I felt like I let out a lot of anger that I didn't know I had. And I met Bugs in the process of...
Love me some Bugs Gutter. Shout out to Bugs Gutter. You need to be in the seat next, okay?
Mind you, he just left to go back to New York yesterday.
Wow.
He was down here for my listening party. He just left yesterday.
How was that last night? We'll talk about that now. Let me do this. Play some of this hip music, right? Sure.
Oh Lord.
Let me see what I got.
I hope some of it's clean because I know I don't have no clean cut.
You know what? Here at WERUradio, we have a clean edit fairy.
Yeah.
That drops into the studio and does nice little things. And there is a clean version that the clean fairy dropped off of Oh Lord.
Okay, let me hear this.
So why don't you tell us how you wrote that song, and then we'll get into that. We'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Oh Lord. Okay, so
your phone or something is touching a wire. Something is touched. There you go. All right.
Oh Lord was actually my homage to people like Kilo Green, Kilo Ali. I'm sorry. Too Short.
Okay.
The Freaknik days. Like, I'm from Atlanta, so I remember Freaknik.
When Freaknik was the real Freaknik.
Right, I was a kid. I was at the tail end of it. I'll never forget. My sister went to go get her hair braided, and a lady just jumped on my sister's car and started dancing. I was like, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. So I just remembered all the music that came out in that era, and it was just fun and dance and just everybody just had fun, and they was just living their life carefree and just enjoying the moment. And that's where Lord came from. It came from that era. That it came from that essence.
Okay.
So that's the story of Lord.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the one and only Rico Cassadine. See how I did that there?
That's me.
No, that's you. It's right here on WERUradio, the urban sound of pride. Check it out. Here it is.
Baby large. Rico. Prince of the South. Let go. Yeah, yeah. Ooh-la. So good, get it wet. Oh, God. Yeah, yeah. Ooh-la. So good, get it wet. Oh, God. Yeah, yeah. Ooh-la. So good, get it wet. Oh, God. Yeah, yeah. Ooh-la. So good, get it wet. Oh, God. What they talking about? Let me see what you gonna do. Go spread it out. Get that to the floor, get the bouncing out. I mean, left cheek, right cheek, scroll up. Get it moving, bounce hard on the D. Bad like Trina, lower back at it. Tell that nigga what he gon' do. Let him get it real hard till he finish it on you. This beat right. Have your up high. Look back at that nigga, tell him what you about to do. Come to the front, bitch, bust a move. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God. Let him know you the one that got them wishing. Like a real thing, cause that booty hit. Tell him you gon' fuck in his face. That wasn't your intention, but you let him get a taste. Once he slide, he ain't knew it was gripping. Go ahead, f it up while you sitting. Get up on them sis. Esteban Cortez all on the. Wow. Go ahead, f it up on the sis. Let him know you ain't one with the head game. It be gripping, showing what he hit. That's why he mad, cause he wanna get in it. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God. Yeah, you a nasty little G. What's that cat wanna grip this? Go ahead, bounce it up on that. Let her know why I'm hard in this. Clapping, she smacking. Watch me get real loud when that clapping. I'ma get it real hard while you throw it back. Let them know right now why that fan. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God. Yeah, yeah, ooh la. So good, get it wet, oh God.
You are in the right place to get the best in R&B, hip hop, and soulful house music and LGBTQ artists. Thank you so much for Khalif calling me, who is a friend of the station, and he let me know that my mic was having a few problems. If you're listening right now, let me know. I have a big voice, and I'm right on the mic, so maybe I just need to bring mine down a little bit. Rico, you sounded great, so you keep,
Thank you.
keep doing what you're doing. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, Rico Cassadine is here in the studio. What's up? And I am really, really excited. First of all, again, genuinely, as a friend, I love what you do. I know it is hard being authentic and truthful and sincere about who you are in this industry, because at one point, and still really, it's really not allowed. It's not applauded. It's not lauded. So how has it been doing what it is you do, the way that you do it in this industry? What's the reception?
A lot of people know me. I'm very unforgiving when it comes to being authentically yourself. For a long time, I didn't know who I was for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So when I discovered who I was not going to let anybody put me in a box, make me feel some type of way, or tell me what I could and could not do as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been receiving nothing but love.
Wow.
And people love the fact that I am authentically myself.
Mm-hmm.
I am a big boy that supports and loves every bit of role that I got. And I don't mind showing it, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be starving and angry all the time. I'm hungry. And I get it.
I get it. So now let's talk about that, because in our community,
Mm-hmm.
the LGBTQ community, the African American LGBT community,
Yes.
especially, but as a whole, we really hard on us thick boys. I'm a thick boy in
Yes, we are.
in the thick boy community. How hard is that? Because you said that in the beginning when you were doing the female impersonation,
Mm-hmm.
it was to help your self-esteem. So how has that been to overcome that? Do what it is you do in the industry that, first of all, looks as you as black, looks as you as gay, looks as you as thick, and a rapper in an industry that you don't even want all that.
No, the one thing I was blessed to find a group of men by a group called Thick, Tempted, and they really showed me what it was to support each other as being a thicker boy in this community.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that we had that kind of support, it made me feel like, if I'm feeling this way, somebody else feels this way.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can do it, somebody else can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal in everything that I do is to show people that you can do it no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been hard. I'm competing. I'm making music, and I'm competing with people that can just take off their shirts or can wear underwear, and people are going to flock to them because of what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
My talent has to overshine all that.
Mm-hmm.
And my passion for music overshines all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the fact that it's harder for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it pushes me to be the best that I can be in every aspect.
Right. It's funny that you say that, because I was I'm going to come back full circle. Walk with me. I was just looking at the Allure photo shoot with Janet Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, she's a thick mama these days. If you've seen her on stage.
She what, 50?
Yeah. And there she was looking sexy as hell with all her clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, these youngins could never.
No.
Never. So when you say the talent has to shine even harder with all the clothes on, that's what it's really all about. If you got to take all your clothes off for us to get your attention, we're not really listening to your talent. And how much longer are you going to be here after you have to put your clothes on?
See, you have to understand, we live in an era now where it's instant success.
Yes.
People forget what it is to build something from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was blessed with by having Bugs Gutter in my life.
Yeah.
Bugs, I remember when I first got with Bugs, I was like, oh my God, I need to do a song now. And then I would release one, and I need to do another one, and another one. I have to keep up. But he told me, he was like, the little people that you got following your Instagram, they might have heard it, but what about the millions of people that haven't?
Come on. Teach it. Teachable moment, ladies and gentlemen. Bugs, thank you so much for that. And thank you for being a godfather in this industry, because you don't get the credit that you do. I mean, those of us that know him, know what's up, know who he is, know the barriers that he's broken. And I'm hopefully through this station, exposing him more. But that is a teachable moment, because a lot of artists, I'm a little older. I'll be 25 tomorrow. Don't say that.
Amen.
And I come from an era where people are building a discography.
Yes.
They're not trying to drop a single every other week, every other day. And B. Slade also said this so eloquently. He said, look, you're thinking that the album that you did a month ago, a year ago, is old to you, but it's new to somebody else. So never say, yeah, that's that wire. Perfect. Never say that your stuff is old, because it's always going to be new to somebody else. And don't think about have an Instagram mindset that you have to create. Your music isn't content. Your music is a legacy.
When I tell you, I have only released one project,
Mm-hmm.
which is Scorpion Sting, and I rolled that project out for the
Mm-hmm.
last 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
because there are songs on there that I felt needed attention, and there were songs that people keep finding that now need attention. And it's like people rush into making projects not thinking what's going to happen when you do get that one hit and everybody starts going back listening to the other stuff.
Right.
What is it that you want to leave? What legacy do you want to leave when everything is said and done?
Repeat that.
What legacy do you want to leave when everything is said and done?
Man.
My biggest thing is I want people to know who I am with each project and each stage in my life. Each project shows a different stage in my life.
Mm-hmm.
My first project was an exploratory project. Just learning, just seeing, playing with beats, playing with different sounds. The project that I'm working on now is a more personal project because I feel like everybody understands that Rico has a sound.
Right.
But who is Rico?
Right.
I have a story to tell. And my thing is I'm about inspiring others to live their true lives.
Mm-hmm.
Because it took a long time for me to know what it was that I wanted to do with my life. And I want people to know at any age, do what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you want to do with your life. Because at the end of the day, you only have one life to live. And I'll be dog if I sit back talking about some shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Come on.
I never want to ever sit back and say, I wish I could have did something. I should have done something. And I could have done it. I never want to be like that.
Now, you've done quite a few collabs, because that's why I'm like, Rico Cassadine on everybody-ish.
Yes.
Who is it right now that if they called or you had your druthers, look that up, ladies and gentlemen, to work with anybody, who would it be?
You know, this is gonna be interesting. One person that people look down on, but I give him a lot of credit, is Saucy Santana.
Who looks down on Saucy Santana?
I
will fight them.
A lot of people feel that, you know, if it wasn't for such and such, he wouldn't be doing da 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 da.
Wow.
And that's the thing we do with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We tear each other down because we want that success.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, I celebrate everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, I don't want to harbor any ill will towards anybody else, because that's their moment, that's their time.
Mm-hmm.
My moment in time is going to come if I keep working. Denzel Washington said, "Luck is preparation when preparation meets opportunity."
Mm-hmm.
And that phrase stays in my head all the time.
Wow.
Because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Right.
But Saucy Santana is someone that I would love to work with if I had the opportunity.
Saucy Santana, and much shout out to Saucy. I will say that boy, whatever the pronouns are, baby, I apologize. She, they, kicked the doors in with the nails on and the voice up here.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And you know what? It takes bigger balls to be who you really are and not give up about what anybody thinks. To be able to get into places where celebrities are flocking to you because you're just being authentically
yourself.
So while people may say whatever it is that they say, he's too femme, he's extra, he's ratchet, he's loud, okay, but the checks are coming in.
And they ain't stopping.
So if you are you, just be you, and everything else will follow. But
I feel like everyone feels like once they get into this game that they have to be a carbon copy of somebody else, either Nicki or Drake or Young M.A. or something. They feel like they got to be somebody.
Right.
But if you are a real music head, you know what it means to create a sound.
Right.
I study this. Anybody that I've ever worked with will tell you, when you come in the studio with me, what you think you gonna do and what you end up doing are two totally different things. Because I have no problem with saying, okay, that's cute. Now do it again.
Wow.
Do it again.
Now, it just jumped out of my head. We were talking about being authentically you and being yourself. There's another artist that I got my eye on. I'm on it, y'all. 7 Deep.
Yes, my brother.
Oh my God, that I want him here too. We talked and we missed each other. But anyway, He ended up saying, I believe it was on Twitter, that he wrote about a major label approaching him.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, we want you, but we want you to tone it down. We want you to not be so you.
Mm-mm.
And when we look at the reason that we built We Are You Radio, talking about us for a second, the reason that we built We Are You Radio is because we want to embrace, uplift, applaud those LGBTQ artists that are not trying to fit in. Much respect for those who had to, and do.
Yeah.
You know, we're not trying to say you have to be out, but for those who are living in their truth, it's about the authenticity. And that's what makes the difference for a Santana and a 7 Deep and a Rico Cassadine and a Big Frida. And I don't want to say any more names, or Bugs Gutter, because I'm going to miss it. Somebody goes, why you say
Oliver Twig,
Virgo Husky, all of those, you know what I'm saying?
Esteban Cortez.
Right.
Esteban.
Yeah. The list goes, and there's a lot. Zebra Cats, all of those people that are kicking down the door and making a difference. Live in your authenticity. Now, I want to get back to you. See, that's why we're
Full circle.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have a new single that's out. Is this from the last project or upcoming? The R&R Piano.
That actually is a freestyle.
Oh,
It's a freestyle.
oh, then.
I like to do freestyles, and the reason why I put that freestyle on a streaming platform was because most of my music comes from incidences in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say I don't beef with nobody. Because if I ain't making no dollars, it don't make no sense.
Right.
And I got that mentality from Oliver Twix.
I love me some Oliver Twix. You know what? Come back anytime you want to. You anytime, for real.
I promise you I will.
Okay.
Oliver, I call him my fairy god nerd.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first person to ever give me any kind of business information or give me any business logic when it comes to working with anything.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I learned about Oliver is no matter if I'm your friend or not, charge him.
Okay.
Because if you respect
the price,
if you respect me, you respect my business.
Wow. Say it again.
If you respect me, you respect my business.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got into a little scuffle with someone, I wrote that song. And I said, you know what? If I'm going to write a song about this person, I'm going to make some money off of it. So R&R Piano was placed on streaming platforms to make money. I'm not even going to lie. It's a bop that has been streaming.
Well, who is this song about? Can you say?
I'm not going to waste my time on nobody that don't deserve it. Just know you'll see it this season on Chasing Atlanta season 5.
You beat me to it. So now you have kind of become the go-to guy when it comes to reality shows. For some that works, for some it hasn't. How is that for you and doing the music with this? How's that working for you?
One, I'm a very shy person. I know that sounds funny. I know people hate that. But I'm a very shy person. And to get myself out there, I said, let's try reality TV. Let's try reality. Now, the one thing about me is I can't be fake. I say it, I mean it. If I say it behind your back, I'll say it in your face. I have no problem repeating myself because nobody can make my mouth look like ketchup. And ain't nobody made it look like ketchup yet. So, when I started doing reality, it was to get people to just know who I was, just get myself out there. But what I ended up finding out was I was reaching people and inspiring people with my story. So I was like, okay, this is cute. Let's just see where this goes. And the next thing I know, I'm just all over YouTube.
Now, I'm sorry, I got distracted because I got another note. Thank you, Khalif. I appreciate you. I don't know, baby. We working with what we working with, but it is what it is. So we are here in the studio with Rico Cassadine. If you're just tuning in, if you're listening on Instagram or on YouTube, he's here in the studio, the We Are You Radio studios, and we're talking about his career and chasing reality. How did that come into being?
A lot of people don't know Chasing Atlanta was my first dream when I decided to do this.
Really?
I'm sorry. That's right, guys.
Real radio.
That's right. So I tried out twice. for Chasing Atlanta.
Okay.
The first time I made it all the way to the last interview, but I didn't get called back for that season.
Okay.
This year, when I auditioned, and it was, I promise I was not, I told myself I wasn't going to audition this year because I had been on The Circle Atlanta, I had been on Web Life, I had done The Mister. I was like, and Dario is not going to have somebody who's just been everywhere. So I was like, I'm not going to do it. And I was planning on moving to New York. I was just going to, just go. But something said, just try and see. What's the worst thing that happen? He don't call you back, he don't call you back. So I filled out the application, I sent everything in, and I got the email to come to the audition, the last audition. So I said, okay, we here. And I lied to you not, before I went in, I sat in the car and I said, girl, get it together. Go in here and just be yourself from jump. Don't try to sell yourself like a used car. Don't try to act like you're trying to get a job at Saks. Just be your authentic, loud, ghetto self.
Right.
So I went in. It was Dario's mom. It was the crew. And I just went in there like, what's up, everybody? I'm here. I almost got a ticket from getting here, but I'm here. I wasn't going to be late. I'm here. And my goal was to make them laugh and enjoy me from jump.
Okay.
And I had them rolling from the go.
And that worked.
And it worked.
I think also, and me, I don't know what his thought process was, but if you think about, you doing Mr. and then doing The Circle and doing the music, you fit the title of what that show is called, Chasing Atlanta. I'm chasing you're actually chasing your dream and doing all the things, doing the female impersonation. That whole journey is actually, the actuality of that title. So it's apropos that you're on there.
I remember I was sitting in the audition and they asked me, what is the one thing you want us to know? I said, I want y'all to know that I told myself if I was ever to be able to sit in this seat again, that you would not regret it having me on your show.
Wow.
And it was because of Chasing Atlanta, I went harder. That rejection pushed me to go harder. Because that was, when I auditioned the first time, that was at the beginning of my career, before anything came out. So I was like, I understand it. I get it. I don't really have nothing right now to show. You don't really know what I can bring. But in my head, when I left that audition the first day, I said, if I come back, you going to see me.
Wow.
And I came back an award-winning actor and musician.
Say it again.
I came back an award-winning actor and musician.
Because you're chasing.
Because I'm chasing Atlanta. Because some people be on there and don't be doing nothing but talking. But I'm working.
Right.
Hey.
He said, I ain't had said it, but y'all know who he talking about. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when does the new season begin?
Spring of this year.
Spring of this year. So you guys have begun taping?
Oh, we are still filming.
Wow. It's going to be epic. Is it going to be epic? Is it going to be real?
This season is the realest you will ever see.
Well, okay.
I definitely can say that. And it is not lacking in anything.
Okay. So now, I'm just going to say what I'm going to say because this is what I do. We're not going to open up the first episode and they flipping tables, right? Please.
I know. We're going to go in. We're going to get in a little.
Okay.
It's going to be a while before tables get flipped.
Okay.
I don't think tables got flipped this season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't tell it all. Don't tell it all. But there have been some shows, the first episode they flipped. I'm like, what is he flipping to me? I don't know who y'all are. What is he doing?
No, you're going to actually see. I know for me, I made bonds on the show.
Okay.
Because everybody on the show, most of the people that actually have careers on the show, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've worked with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, Oliver, Kendra, Wayne, who else? Cameron, my favorite person in the world, Array, voice of Array. He's a wonderful artist. He's an R&B singer.
Okay.
Oh my God, his voice is like butter. You have to have him on here. He is
consider it done.
I don't know if Array is still on my live because he is a big supporter of me and I support him.
I think I've seen the moniker on Instagram.
Yes.
I know I have because when you said it, I know I have.
You have to get him. He is a beautiful soul. He has his own business. He's a musician. He has a real career. he is a wonderful person, and he's one of my people that I love because he's behind me 100%.
It sounds like a sincere bro.
It's when I tell you the connections that I have made working in Atlanta with different artists and different people, it's nothing but love. Now I've had some weird people,
like this song talks about.
Right, I've had weird people, but the genuine people that actually are about business, it's been nothing but love.
Okay.
And being on that show, it's been nothing but love. And I can't wait for people to see my growth on the show because a lot of things happened during filming. I lost my grandmother last year.
Oh, my condolences.
She had Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. I gave up a lot to move back in with my mom to help my mom and my dad take care of my grandmother because that was a full-time job. Mm-hmm. You're going to see a lot, I can say that.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to it. It happens in the spring, and I'm definitely going to watch every episode of this season, which I like the Chasing Reality series. I really have. That's how I actually got to know who Oliver Twixt was. Mm-hmm. I try to pronounce it correctly every time, Oliver. So I will be watching that, and I'll be watching out for your career. I'm expecting great things, and as I said earlier, anytime you want to sit in the seat, hey, I got something coming up, I'm coming to the station, just let me know. And we'll make it happen.
If you would have me, I will be here.
All right. So now I want you to do your radio thing. I want you to show what's your alma mater? The
Clark Atlanta.
Clark Atlanta. I want you to show them that you had earned your degree and intro this here song. Go ahead.
What we playing?
We're getting ready to play R&R piano.
All right, everybody. You are tuned in to WERUradio. And I am Rico Cassadine, and we are about to turn up to one of my favorite tunes that is out right now by me and my wonderful friend by the name of Rebel, R&R Piano. Sit back, relax, because you are about to enjoy.
Them hardest to do it. These capping, they just losing. Always talking at the side of they neck. Punk, you need to worry about a chick. Playing with royalty off with his head. They going out, he doing bad. None of y'all can do what the I do. Nobody know who the is you. I'm at the top, I'm the one and the two. Playing with me, we can do what it do. Got a hood that will do. Show my wild side when I'm yo do. Lord have mercy, he playing with his life. He just don't know I in this twice. She said, better talk to me nice. Spray it up and I won't think twice. Sorry, always hate me cause I'm the girl. Why you acting like a little sir? Don't talk cause you not that it girl. Please keep my name out your mouth, sir. Need to worry about his mister. Cause I snatch him up real quick, sir. Tall walking wanna hate on the prince girl. That's how you gotta bust a lip, sir. These out here goofy. Y'all wanna add, let's make the movie. Straight from the streets, I stumble out. Stupid ass kids keep running at the mouth. I don't do suckers, pop a bitch out low. That bitch up at his best friend show. What I look like arguing with a little beat a bitch. Then I leave the show.
Hey, tell them other niggas to back off. Dollar sign hot, about to blow racks off. No more shit sweetie, so my bring the max off. It's from my page, all they wanna do is jack. Yeah, like me to man event. Just drop Billy, it should make more sense. My whole bop like I had to pay rent. Tell me right now, be money well spent. I tell y'all, everybody wanna be a rapper. Everybody got a new hit. Everybody in new era. Everybody tryna suck my d. Everybody wanna talk they shit. You niggas ain't really that bold. You niggas ain't really that cold. You niggas can't even really rap. You shouldn't really let me snap. Cause you new shit and it don't slap. Been telling it's already 3. This is the last feature I'm doing for free. The next song I'm working with is gonna be Reed. Solo giving PTSD.
Download the WERUradio app.
Turn it up loud.
Use the shout out feature to talk directly to your favorite station. It's available in your app store. Search WERUradio, one word, today.